Namaskar, friends. This is Shekhar Mayanil here. I am very, very, very sorry that um I had not been able to put out the next video, which is the video number fifth of Sri Bharat Charitamrit Sindhu. I am very sorry. Uh, I'll tell you why it happened. I was trying my best several times, like 8 times I might have tried, but I failed. I could not. Bharat Ji's Charitra was most difficult for me to verbalize, even talk about it. I used to know it. When I get to the camera, it just everything is gone. So it's kind of and whenever I try to record, I record it few minutes here there, nothing. It doesn't come. So I almost almost on the verge of giving up this whole episode of Bharat Ji because I could not do it. So I almost like in tears. So I said, Lord, please help me talk about Bharat Ji because Bharat Ji is the central most character for Ram Rajya. And unless I talk about Bharat Ji, I don't feel I will ever feel fulfilled in life. So this is my so Hanumanji, please give me strength. So I bow down to Hanumanji because he has given me the strength and wisdom, and of course Ganesh Ji to talk about Bharat Ji. So it is all his uh, contribution today. I don't think I don't any it is all him, right? So before we start the fifth episode, I bow down to them, both Hanumanji, who is my breath actually. So let's start the episode fifth of Sri Bharat Charitamrit Sindhu. I hope if I do well, it is his grace. If I do bad, please tell me I didn't do well. So I'll just share the video. So this is the fifth episode of Sri Bharat Charitamrit Sindhu. I was asked this question: why do you think that the prefrontal cortex in our brain represents Bharatji? Because in the fourth episode and the third episode, I had already talked about the fact that Bharatji represents our prefrontal cortex in our brain. So why not other brain areas? So, and that was a very relevant question. Although I think I might have not been able to explain it that good. So let's start with another way of explaining the same thing. So the answer is, in addition to the fact that Bharatji has a logical, discerning intellect, he has emotional intelligence and dharmic aspect to his character, which we will cover in subsequent episode. All these things we will cover in the. He is also born from Mother Kaikeyi. So Mother Kaikeyi is very uh, is, is a very peculiar character, and when it comes to motherhood or anything that has to do with mother, Kaikeyi is the biggest lover of Ram. Remember that. She is the biggest lover of Ram. So Bharatji has these three characteristics: logical, discerning intelligence, which favors justice over anything else. He is the most just person. It in addition to that, has emotional intelligence, which shows he has love for the other people. So justice without love is useless. And at the same time, any of these three, love without wisdom or logical justice without dharmic wisdom, is of no use. So the all three operate in conjunction. All three operate in conjunction. That's why Bharatji's character is so vital to understand. Now, in Atharva Ved, the cardiovascular system, the blood vessels, etc., are equated to feminine or motherly quality, right? Responsible for dynamism, supporting function, and nourishing equivalent in our body. That is what Atharva Ved talks about. So if we assume different region, different arteries and the blood supply in our brain, then the place where Kaikeyi ji represents, or the blood vessels represents, that area is where Bharat ji was born. So they say that Jnana Shakti Kaushalya, Jnana Shaktischa Kaushalya, Simitropasanatmika, Kriya Shaktischa Kaikeyi, Vedo Dashrato Nrupa. So what it says is Kaikeyi represents Kriya Shakti, okay, which is what Bharat ji is. Then Kaushalya represents Gyan Shakti, which is Ram. And Sumitra represents Upasana Shakti, which is represented by Lakshman and his brother uh, Shatrughna. Lakshman and Shatrughna was born from Sumitra Mata. So, and Lakshmanji serves Ram and Shatrughna serves Bharat. And Bharatji in turn serves Ram. So, this is the whole dynamics of the whole process. Now, let's get to the blood supply in the brain and how these three different mothers represent which part of the brain and what part of the brain all these Bharat, Ram, Lakshman, and Shatrughna represent. So, as per Dr. Adhiraj Rajaraam, whose also name is whose earlier name was Tony Nader, he he talks something very fantastic, and that is he says that the brain blood vessels, especially the anterior cerebral artery, is equivalent to Kaikeyi. And this particular artery, which is middle cerebral artery, is Kaushalya, and which gives birth to Ram. And this particular artery, this one, which is bifurcated here, this represents Lakshman and this represents Shatrughna. And this one is coming from this particular artery is Mother Sumitra. So I love that analogy. I said, this is wonderful. Obviously, then Kaikeyi will give birth to Bharat ji here. Ramchandra ji will get Bharat in the Bharat ji will get birth at the prefrontal cortex. Ram will be given birth at the insular cortex, which is love and compassion, and Bharat ji and Lakshman ji and Shatrughna will be in the occipital and temporal lobe. So that's what the Ram Charita Manas or Ramayan in nervous system represents. So let's now what happens is this prefrontal cortex is what we just talked about is Sri Bharat Ji, and insular cortex, which is the place for compassion, love, and all the very very high values. This is like seeing the whole universe as one. This is the quality of the insular cortex. This is what causes this insular cortex is what triggers the quality of uh, of Ram, which is seeing the whole world as one, right? And then occipital lobe is Sri Lakshmanji, and the temporal lobe is Shatrughnaji. So this is what we were discussing. And of course, Bharatji. Bharatji not only represents the prefrontal cortex plus something more. Plus something more. This whole thing, this was done in episode 4, I think. Yeah, episode 4, I talked about this particular thing, that Bharatji represents the entire, not only just the prefrontal cortex, he has grown beyond it also. And that is why, that is why Bharatji's role in establishing Ram Rajya, which is how he can, how did he establish Ram Rajya was through personal transformation. So Bharatji represents that area of the brain which plays a key role in human personal transformation. This area is everything about the brain. Of course, this also encapsulate uh, the insular cortex, which is basically Ram, right? So Bharatji also, with immense love for Ram, has the potential for the potential to transform us at a personal level. Why is personal transformation necessary, you might ask? Now, at the time when Dashrath ji was the king, as we have already discussed, that He did not have the Dharma Saar. He might be dharmic person. He had the Dharma Bhas. Dharma Bhas means the appearance, the outer shell of the Dharma, but not the juice. Dharma Saar is the juice. So because of the erosion of Dharma and Dharma Saar in the nation during that time, the mission of manipulation and fake narratives propagated by vested interest groups thrived at that time. And who was that? Who is the embodiment of that fake narrative? Manthara. Manthara was the one who talked lies, absolute fake news to Kaikeyi in saying that, do you know that for last 1 week the celebration are going on, the whole city is being be decorated because there is Ram's coronation tomorrow. Do you know this? Oh, you did not know this? Oh my goodness. How could king not tell you? These are the fake narratives she was spreading so that she can manipulate the brain of Kaikeyi and totally can pollute her. Why Kaikeyi? Because Kaikeyi is a Kriya Shakti. Remember, we just discussed that. Kaikeyi is a Kriya Shakti. So if you can, bec- through this mantra, the fake narrative, manipulative people, if they can uh, pollute the Kriya Shakti, which means the action potential, the potential for action in the kingdom, it can make the kingdom come to a standstill, which is called Chakka Jam. We remember that Chakka Jam concept. They want to just pollute the entire atmosphere of the country so that the country comes to a standstill. And that is exactly what was the fake narrative spread by propagated by vested interest at that time also. So during that time, this so if the fake narrative can be spread and pollute the queen of the kingdom, think about the rest of the masses. What are they going to be done? So this is what Bharat Ji understood, and Ramchandra Ji also understood, because these people are very very intuitive in nature. Ram and Bharat both were very very intuitive in nature. They knew exactly if something is happening right here, they will sense it. So that's why they together they they basically created the whole concept, and Bharat Ji was given the responsibility to change the entire masses through personal transformation such that Ram Rajya can thrive. So we will discuss Manas Rog, which is basically the one the Manthara was the spreader of. It is just like virus. She almost infected Kaikeyi and and polluted her mental thinking and causing all kind of strife and turmoil in the kingdom. Now, how Bharatji does that and how he tries to establish Ram Rajya, we'll discuss in the next episode. So, सुनहुत सु, सुनहु तात अब मानस रोगा जिनते दुख पावही सब लोगा मोह सकल व्याधिन कर मूला तिनते पुनि उपजहि भवसूला. So next time we'll talk about what Manas Rog happened, because of which Dharma Sar vanished. Dharma is vanished. Only Dharma Bhas remained. Even at the very top level, Dharma Bhas only remained. And that is how Kaikeyi was uh, basically polluted by some people. So even if you allow pollution to happen in your mind, which means you also have Dharmasar absent in you. Only Dharma Bhas was there. How Bharatji fixed all the situation. He even changed his mother. He changed Gurudev, Vashishta Muni. He changed everybody around, including the people in Ayodhya. So stay tuned. Lots of Manas Marma is coming your way, and I thank you very much for watching this video. And if you like what you just heard, Please subscribe to Yogic Realization YouTube channel and like and share this video. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Stay tuned, sir. Okay, bye.